Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kieran. I like to talk about spirituality and help people with their spiritual awakening or their life journey, whether or not it even has anything to do with spirituality. I'm really just looking to help people and gear them in the right direction of their own path and their own truth that they know on the inside of themselves. Today I wanted to talk about obstacles and how I like to view them in relation to my own life. So I just wanted to share a quick metaphor. So maybe some of you might glean something from it and to help you, find your own truth in this life path. There's a fly around me, and I hope it dies on its own because I'm not going to kill it. Okay, so anyway, I wanted to talk about this idea that I've really been toying with, and it's an idea that I've started to see myself as a river, as a sort of conduit to which my own life flows. And like rivers, as I'm sure many of you have seen streams and rivers, there is usually rocks and boulders in the way. And the rocks are what I would call and describe as obstacles. They impede the flow of the river. It stops. It can create stagnancy. And I'm gonna swear to God, this fly, it's right in my face, and I feel like, get out of here, man. All right, so it creates stagnancy. The boulders in the way, the things pile up, and you try to move around it, right? As the river, that's what you are. You try to move around and flow around the obstacle, but the obstacle's still there. It's always there, and it's always in the way, consistently, completely, and you can't move it. You try and move it. You push against it. You push against it. You try to work your way around it, and every single time that you try it exhausts your energy. And you try, and then and then you get negative and you give up, and then you go, okay, well, I'm strong, so I'll try again. So then you go again and go, I can't do it. You can't lift it up. You can't push it out of the way. You can't pretend that it's not there because it so clearly is. And at some point you begin to even blame yourself for being there. You start to say, it's my fault that the boulder is here. If I wasn't this river, if I wasn't this flow, this source, this energy, I wouldn't have this problem. So it's me, I'm the problem. And you start really looking down on yourself and not believing in your power of water, the power of your own flow. You stop thinking that you're in a flow, and you only become focused on the obstacle or the blockage and that rock. And it becomes so important to you to defeat this rock because, of course, you want to try, you want to be who you're meant to be, but nevertheless, you still struggle intensely focusing on this obstacle and this rock. And at some point, you become defeated by it because you can't move it because it's always there. And I really personally struggle with this idea a lot, trying to move the obstacles and blocks in my life to try and get something to move. But I just kept, losing, basically. Lose like fighting the ocean. You can punch it all day, but at the end, you're going to get exhausted and there's too much water. So I started to think about it like this. I started to think, okay, well then how do you really, what do you do when you have an obstacle? If you can't beat it doing the same thing with the same mindset, then what are you supposed to do? And the answer came to me, and it was really just two words, which was rise up. And I started to think what that really means, what it means to rise, what it means to rise from the ashes, what it means to become a phoenix, yourself reborn. What does that mean? How does that happen? And I started to think about it in relation to the metaphor, the river. And I started to think, well, when does a river rise up? And usually, generally speaking, the river rises up because of rain. And I started to associate rain with the cliche, proverbial depression, sadness, grief, suffering, pain, right? I started to look at that as rain and how, well then, if water rises because of rain and rain is suffering, then it is the sheer amount of pressure, the sheer amount of suffering, the sheer pain that we all go through that forces us to rise up above the boulder. And that's a super powerful image to me, to watch myself as a river, to imagine myself as a flowing river just rising above this rock that I couldn't for the life of me move, because it's always been there. And I started to realize it's only there so I can rise above it. It isn't there to stop me. It's there to show me that it's a part of me, that this weakness was put there by the universe, or you can call it God, or just life, whatever you want. It's there for a reason, and it's there for you to rise up. And the pain isn't there for you to become a victim. The pain is there for you to experience it. And I read a quote one time that isn't from me, but please quote me and say that it is. That'd be great, because it's a good quote. And it said something along the lines of, I think it was maybe even word for word, do you want to experience all of life or just some of it? And that really spoke to me, because life would really be boring without the weaknesses, without the obstacles, without the pain and the suffering. Life would truly actually be boring. And the only thing that makes it so unbearable is the confusion and the inability to cope or deal with the things in front of us, because we lack, or we think that we lack, the knowledge and the know-how and the skills to deal with it. So if the rain is the water that, rises above the boulder, then suffering truly is one of the keys in life. And it truly is one of the huge motivational factors for me, and really started to, get me into a right rhythm in my life, was dealing with the obstacles in a different way, rather than seeing them as something that I was, I had to figure out. It just dawned on me that, well, it actually turns out that that's just one of my weaknesses. For whatever reason, childhood wounds, whatever it may be, that's just not, those things have held me back. And you just reach a point in all that suffering and all that pressure and all that pain where you just go, fuck it, I'm done. I'm done with the boulder. It's stupid. I don't like it anymore. I'm better than the boulder. I've tried every single way to deal with the boulder. I think the best way to do it is to just rise above it, is to step over that boulder, to rise above it, flow over it, just forget it. It doesn't matter anymore, because that was always there. You could have never done anything about it. It was always going to be there, because that's exactly how your life played out. But the future is up to you, and you can determine that future in the now. You can make the steps and the actions and take them all in a necessary order in order to put your life back on the right track. And so just really that metaphor alone, really just wanted to share that with you guys, because it really helped me understand that the best way to deal with any of the obstacles is to just plow through them. Because I'm not a natural speaker, or I might be, but maybe I even am, because when I'm in the moment and I'm talking to people that I'm close with and comfortable with, sometimes my soul will speak through my ego, will speak through the fear, and it will really connect with people on a deeper level. But that's not something that I've built in my life. Self-confidence is not something that I naturally had as a child. And when I did exhibit it in my own life, it was often bullied or ridiculed or shoved down, repressed. So that's just something that's part of me, my karma. And that's always been an obstacle. But it's just like making YouTube videos, is that, even though I want to help, how many times did I even make this video before I had this shitty edited version? Probably 15 times around. And every single time I would just start the video, and the sheer amount of fear and pain would just overtake me and shock me until I was like, oh, gotta press pause, because I can't make a simple video but a metaphor about a boulder and some water, But at the end of the day, you just gotta push through it. You just gotta do it, because it really is up to you. Nobody else is gonna do it for you, and that's exactly why it's there. It's not supposed to be scary. It's supposed to be inspiring, because you're the one that gets to do it. You're the one that does the rising. The pain is there for you. The suffering is there, and you decide to not go against the suffering anymore. You say, you know what? If it's going to rain, fuck it. Let it rain, because I'm going to rise with the rain, because I am the water. The rain is the water. I'm the river. Let's rise above it. And when the next obstacle comes, in however many months, once you've cleared that big blockage, you'll deal with it just like you dealt with this one. It might take longer. You might have different attitudes about it. There might be other people to help you. There might be nobody to help you. But you'll be able to do it, because all you have to do is get rid of one boulder. And there's plenty of times in your life that you've done it. But when you add that element of spirituality, you tend to look really, really hard upon yourself because you're trying to do something that's not just for your mind anymore. You're trying to do it for your soul, and you have this deeper awareness, and it's a lot of pressure, truthfully. But that pressure, that added element, that added awareness, if it can add pressure, like something a normal situation might in life, without that awareness, without that deeper truth of who you are and what the universe really is, it wouldn't be so powerful if you didn't have that pressure. It wouldn't be so profound and life-changing if there wasn't an awareness to what it is exactly is happening to you. And that's really the most powerful message to me. So I just wanted to share that. Hopefully you guys like it. And if you dislike it, you can hit that thumbs down button. Those are always fun. But if you did like it, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, that'd be great. I don't know how often I do these videos, but I'm trying to get more into it. So hopefully I'll be able to reach somebody and help them out. Okay? All right, thanks guys for listening. I'm going to go kill that fly, hopefully. Or probably miss a lot, probably, and never kill it, and it'll just haunt me in my dreams. Okay, thank you.